All right, what's good? What's good, man? Let's get into it. Let's talk about some NFL. And I want to, everybody knows I completed my series on how the NFL start from what's wrong with the NFL incrementally. The nuance of the game is over, physicality is over, defense is over, how COVID destroyed the NFL. I want to talk about something in specific. Not my series is over. I gotta start making playlists for my channel, but I want everybody to check it out. But I'm rooting for the old guard in the NFL. What do I mean by that? All right, I want to say this right here, right now. Now, obviously, Matthew Stafford is gone. I'm not Matthew Stafford. Joe Flacco's bench for Joe Burrow. I'm trying to think who else. I guess Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson are both benched, but even with that, they're not making the playoffs. The Giants are beyond horrible. But I want to say this: Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford, the starting quarterbacks who played in the generation where you actually played real life football, where these guys got hit. I am rooting for you guys, okay? I'm rooting for you guys. You guys are the old guard. Even the newer old guard like Dak, like I guess you could say Mahomes and Allen and Lamar, even though they came in the late 2010s, I'm semi-rooting for you guys too, but specifically Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers. When Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford retire, that is the old guard done. That's the old guard done. We'll still have a semi version of it with Mahomes, Allen, Lamar since they were drafted in before 2020. Listen, any quarterback before 2020, I'm rooting for you. Whether it's semi like Mahomes or Lamar, or whether it's big, no diddy, like Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford. Because you know why? Because the old guard was just good to watch. And now that Aaron Rodgers, I think he said this is his last year. Matthew Stafford is playing great football. Maybe he can last another year or two. Hopefully, you never know, because 1 minute a quarterback looks like MVP, another minute he looks like complete another dog-ish, a la Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, another example. I'm rooting for the old guard. I don't want to see these bums like Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, CJ Stroud. I don't want to see any of them succeed, all right? I'm going full-blown. Or you know what? I'm rooting for the old guard, and I want you guys to retire all next year. Mahomes retire next year. I want the NFL extinct so bad it's not even funny. Because I look at Matthew Stafford, I look at Aaron Rodgers, and then I just got done watching the game between Matthew Stafford with the Lions, with Jim Caldwell as the coach, and Aaron Rodgers with Mike McCarthy as the coach for the Packers. The famous flag, then Hail Mary. And I'm watching, and I'm like, what happened to football, man? This no more aura to this. So I'm rooting for the old guard. I really am. And I can't really say I'm rooting for, by default, I can't really say I'm rooting for Mahomes, Lamar, because they're the new guard. Even though they were drafted before 2020, they're not playing well. They're sucked up into this old, it's like kind of like, LeBron. When you think of LeBron, you think of LeBron in the 2010s. You don't think of LeBron in the early in the 2000s. When you think of the 2000s, you think of Kobe. You think of Dwight. You think of Shaq. You think of Tim Duncan. You think of Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter. You really don't think of LeBron until the 2010s. Let's be for real. So, like, when you think of Mahomes, Lamar, and Josh Allen, you think of the 2020s, which I despise the 2020s. 2020s football every single year has been horrible. So, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, get it done. I want to see a Rams and Steelers Super Bowl. And I don't care if I'm the only viewer. I'll watch because you know why? Those two went through real football. Aaron Rodgers is out here getting sacked by Justin Tuck, by Ray Lewis, by Jason Pierre-Paul, by Von Miller, by Patrick Willis and Luke Kuechly. Matthew Stafford was out here getting Ndamukong Suh as well too. Aaron Rodgers getting sacked by him. Matthew Stafford was getting sacked by Von Miller and Luke Kuechly. Ray Lewis was still in the league at the time. Trying to think who else. I'm drawing a blank. But at the end of the day, real football is dead. But those two are still the only football players. The old men deserve to go out on this to go out. All right. Matthew Stafford, go get another ring. As it goes for the Steelers, listen, the Steelers are completely imploding. It is what it is. I'm probably going to touch on Mike Tomlin after the year is done just to see what they do in the playoffs. Just see what they do in the playoffs. Because maybe Tomlin, versus a bum team and gets a playoff win, then everybody will change their opinion about him. So I'm going to wait for that. By the end of the day, I'm rooting for the old guard, man. I don't want to see Drake May and Bo Mix succeed. I don't want to see Michael Penix and I'm trying to think who else. Trevor Lawrence succeed, all right? I want to see Jalen Hurts succeed and Jaden Daniels, even though he's not going to the playoffs, succeed, all right? I'll be fine with a NFC Championship game between Jared Goff and Dak Prescott. You know why? It's because those men actually, even though they were drafted in the mid-2010s and things were going to get softer, they still had to go through the Legion of Boom. They still had to go through the no-fly zone, Saxonville. All right? Back when football was still a reminiscent of let the boys play. Now it's just, let's throw some flags here and there and then throw some Bad Bunny and Taylor Swift on it. Football, baby. No. This is beyond horrible. Now, realistically, the only team that has a real chance to go in the Super Bowl out of all the teams I just named is probably the Rams. So, Stafford, go out with the ring, bro. Prove to everybody that pure pocket passing quarterbacks still exist and still can dominate this league. Show that you can still do it, bro. Because this league is going so downhill, so horribly bad. And Aaron Rodgers, bro, take some mushrooms and just call it a day, bro. Take some mushrooms and just please get it done in Pittsburgh. You feel me? But old guard, we should all be rooting for the old guard. No one cares about these new guys. They all suck. Caleb Williams, bro, I liked you, but at the end of the day, you're part of the new guard and, you suck. Trevor Lawrence, I never liked you. I had that 1 year where I liked you. Then you reverted back to factory settings. Daniel Jones, I never liked you. Who else? Who else part of the new guard? Jalen Hurts, you're a boomer sooner. I'll love you at Oklahoma, but, I'm sorry. Drafted in 2020, one? Part of new guard. You got to go. Who else is Jordan Love? I actually liked you for a little bit. Part of the new guard. Get the hell up out of here. Anybody that was drafted for 2020 and above, with the exception of Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is the only exception. New guard, get the hell out of here. Old guard, keep doing your thing. But that's it. That's a Brock Purdy. I never believed in you. You're a scrub. But it is what it is. That's my thoughts. What are yours? RJ out.